Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Positive Plus, a podcast series that's aimed at strengthening, finding, and maintaining the positivity within. Kaya naman if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and click on that subscribe button if you're listening to this episode via the YouTube channel of Usap PH, or the like and follow button if you're listening via the Facebook page. Pero kahit saan nyo man to pinapakinggan, never forget to click on the like button, the share button, and of course to leave your own comments below. Now, as I've talked about dun sa introduction video for Positive Plus, today's episode is going to focus on a method that's meant to help those that are struggling with self-confidence and then self-doubt. Okay, so this method that I'm going to share with you guys is a method that I've already tried for an entirely different purpose, but it's basically the same method and it's really worked well for me. So I hope that this will work for you also as our listeners. This method is based on positive affirmation, and for those of you who are not familiar, positive affirmation works on the basis of the power of words. Okay, so the power of words to influence us, to influence the way that we think, to influence the way that we perceive things. And that's what this method is based on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the steps first, and then I'm going to explain the significance of each of those steps later, so that malalaman nyo muna kung ano yung kailangan ninyong gawin, and then later on, malalaman ninyo kung bakit ninyo kailangan gawin. Alright, so without further ado, let's proceed with the video. The first step is for you to get a thick piece of paper. Again, it has to be thick. Kailangan matibay yan. Kailangan hindi madaling mapunit. Kailangan hindi madaling masira. And that's because dadalhin nyo yan madalas with you. You're also going to need a writing instrument, something to write with, a ball pen, a marker, kahit ano pa yan, basta medyo thick yung sulat niya. Second step is for you to get in touch with 3 close friends. And then you're going to ask each of those friends to give you one thing that they like about you. Third step would be for you to write down the words that will be given to you on the piece of paper. But while you're writing those 3 words, you're going to repeat them to yourself over and over again, but at the same time adding I am at the beginning. So as an example, kung ang pinigay sa inyo ng 3 friends ninyo is loving, caring, and smart, habang sinusulat nyo yun sa piece of paper, you're going to say, I am loving, I am caring, I am smart. I am loving, I am caring, I am smart. Paulit-ulit hanggang masulat ninyo yung 3 words dun sa piece of paper. After which, you're going to fold that piece of paper, you're going to hold it close to your heart, and you're going to repeat the I am plus the words that's been given to you 5 times. And so, habang hawak nyo yung paper malapit sa puso nyo, uulit-ulitin nyo 5 times. I am loving, I am caring, I am smart. I am loving, I am caring, I am smart. So on and so forth, hanggang matapos nyo yung 5 repetitions. From then on in, you're going to continue doing that before you go to sleep and then after you wake up. Now, let's discuss the significance of each of those steps. For the meantime, we're going to skip yung part ng tungkol dun sa papel. We're going to go directly to why it has to be your friends that will give you those 3 words. Well, when you're struggling kasi with self-doubt and lack of confidence, if those 3 words came from you, eventually the doubt will just take over and you'll start thinking, syempre magaganda yung sasabihin ko kasi sarili ko yan. The same goes with if you were to ask your family or your relatives. The doubt will eventually take over and you'll end up thinking, syempre, mga kamag-anak ko yan. So, maganda rin yung sasabihin sa akin yan. That's why kailangan sa friends nang gagaling. Because unlike yourself and unlike your family and your relatives, friends generally are not obligated to stay in your life. Diba? Ang mga friends, kapag inaway mo yan at inabuso mo yan, aalis at aalis yan. Hindi katulad ng family, hindi katulad ng relatives kung saan kahit ilang beses mo siyang masaktan, andyan pa rin yan kasi nga pamilya kayo and blood will always be thicker than water. Hindi ba? Ang friends hindi. Aalis yan kapag sumobra ka sa abuso. And that's where the positive words or the affirmations, quote-unquote, will have to come from. People that are not obligated to tell you good things, but do so because they feel it's true. Gets nyo na kung bakit. Now, yung repetition naman is all about changing what is currently your normal. You see, when you keep on doing things over and over again, it becomes part of your system. Once it becomes part of your system, it becomes what's normal to you. For example na lang kapag nag-aaral ka, hindi ba? Every day pumapasok ka sa eskwelahan, pumapasok ka sa school, and so it is normal. It feels normal for you. It feels natural for you to go to school. The same as kapag nagtatrabaho ka, araw-araw mong ginagawa, and so it feels normal and natural for you to work. Now, when you're struggling with self-doubt and lack of confidence, that's your current normal. Kulang ka sa confidence, lagi kang may self-doubt. And by continuously repeating the positive affirmations given to you by your friends, eventually, you will repeat it enough to a point that it will become part of your system and it will then become part of your normal. It will become naturally who you are. Because the more that you repeat it, the more that it grows. Ganun yun. Once you're starting, nagsisimula yan as a seed in your mind, in your brain. The more that you repeat the positive affirmations, the more that it grows. The more that it grows, eventually, it reaches your heart. And once it reaches your heart, that's when it becomes normal. That's when it becomes natural. And that's when it becomes you. And then finally, the piece of paper. You see, yung piece of paper na yan, once you finish writing the positive affirmations on it, it transforms and it becomes what we call an instrument. Kasi, two of the strongest senses that human beings have is the sense of sight and the sense of touch. Hindi ba? Mas madali sa ating paniwalaan ang isang bagay kung nakikita natin, kung nararamdaman natin, kung nahahawakan natin. And kapag ang struggle or ang challenge mo is lack of confidence and self-doubt, sometimes repetitive positive affirmations is not enough. Kung minsan, it's not enough to overwhelmingly defeat the doubt within yourself. And so during those times, you would need that instrument to be the physical manifestation of what you're striving or trying to be. The new you, the better you. Hindi ba? So kapag may mga days kung saan parang feel mo kulang yung sinasabi mong positive affirmations, get that piece of paper. Panghawakan mo yan para nakikita mo at nahahawakan mo yung mga positive affirmations na nakasulat doon para makatulong sa pagbaon nun sa sarili mo. That's why kailangan yung instrument na yon is made up of very strong paper because yan, aalagaan mo yan, hahawakan mo yan, itatago mo yan if in case you do need it. Alam nyo, a lot of people struggle with lack of confidence and self-doubt. That's perfectly natural and that's perfectly valid as something that someone might struggle with. Especially these days kung saan para bang nakaka-paranoid na lang kahit anong gawin mo kahit saan ka pumunta. Now, positive affirmation has definitely worked for me in terms of me handling paranoia na baka baka ano na ba nangyayari, baka ano ba itong nararamdaman ko. It has definitely been very effective for me and I certainly hope that by sharing with you guys would be willing to try it out if you haven't tried it out before, and hopefully it will change you as much as it helped me. Okay? Now once again, just as a reminder, Now, whether you're listening to this episode via the YouTube channel or the Facebook page of Usap PH, do not forget to click on that subscribe button or follow and like button. Do not forget, of course, to share and to leave your own comments below. Also, there's definitely a whole lot more about positivity that's coming up on this channel, so hopefully you guys would support this series. And as a reminder, yes, we still have Usapang Puso, the other series that's focused on love and heart talks and life talks on the same channel. Again, all under Usap PH. There is also topics available to talk about and to comment on sa Facebook page ng Usap PH. So if you would like to comment on any of the topics that's posted there, by all means, feel free to go ahead and do so. But for the meantime, I hope you found this episode, the very first one for Positive Plus, helpful and insightful. And again, hopefully for those of you who haven't tried positive affirmation yet, I hope that this will inspire you to try it out, to see for yourselves what good it can do when it comes to people's lives. But for the meantime, I would like to thank you for listening to the very first episode. This is B ang bubuyog ng bayan, and till next post.